Is there any Indian agency also involved, or
Ministry of Powers.
Ministry of Power? Okay. Anything additional? Anyone else? Okay, so this is all, and recently this Nazi Outlook 2020 has been released, and it focuses on next 10 year, and it will see the impact of COVID-19, okay, on the energy sector. So this is all about it, and now we are going to discuss South China Sea. Yes, this is annual report which is released by International Energy Agency. This much you need to remember, okay? And whatever Ankita told and Animesh told, please remember those things also. Now we'll talk about South China Sea. So, how many countries border with South China Sea? IUC John Ball.
So seven.
Okay, can you please name?
So Brunei, Cambodia, China, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, and one more. So that's it.
China, right?
Brunei,
Brunei,
Cambodia, Cambodia,
Cambodia,
uh, Malaysia,
Malaysia,
BCC, Philippines, and Indonesia.
Indonesia. Any other country? Any
Yes,
Vietnam?
yeah, Vietnam,
Okay. Any other country?
Taiwan,
Island
and
Taiwan. Island.
Taiwan, Singapore.
Does Singapore touch uh, South China Sea?
All no.
Anybody else?
That's it.
Sir, Thailand. Japan.
Are they, where is Japan here? Any island of Japan?
Sir, China, Taiwan.
We are talking about South China Sea, not North China Sea.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Not,
sir.
not the other one.
So China, Taiwan, Philippines, Brunei, Vietnam, Malaysia,
You're saying China, Taiwan, Brunei,
Philippines,
Philippines,
Malaysia, Vietnam, Brunei.
Vietnam, Brunei. Okay, Cambodia. Is Cambodia
No,
there?
sir. No, 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 no.
Cambodia is not there.
And
Okay.
I'm doubtful about Singapore.
Sir, I
Yeah.
think Singapore is part of South China Sea.
So I don't know.
Yeah. So I want to ask about this part. Can you see this location? Are you able to see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Abhi Verma, can you please tell me that which delta it is? Which reverse delta it is? This particular location.
Mekong.
Mekong.
Yeah, Mekong River Delta. And how many can you please name some rivers which drain into South China Sea?
Sir, Pearl River,
So
Or river?
Min red.
What about this sea river?
yes sir, Z also.
The also this there is something the Red River also is there. So, anyways,
Yes,
do you
sir.
agree these countries? China, Taiwan, Brunei, Malaysia, the Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Thailand.
Hello, sir.
Yes, anyways.
Sir, your voice breakdown. What was your?
Just give me a second. Let me use. Now, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Animes, is there any country which border with South China Sea, or these are the only countries?
Sir, these are the only countries.
Okay, do you have any trick to remember all these things?
No, sir. Right now, what?
Okay, so now we'll see some description of it.
So there's a doubt.
Yes, I see.
So like we can very clearly see that these are the countries that border South China Sea. But when I googled them while I was doing the homework, I also found these Cambodia and Singapore included. So what
Yes,
shall be
I
the
think
final?
Wikipedia includes them when we talk about
What
the
shall be the
geographical
final
boundary.
call on that?
Okay, so now we'll talk about this parcel island, and it was actually disputed. So just see its location. This is the location. So China had occupied it, but it is disputed territory. So this is Vietnam, which is touching South China Sea. This is Philippines. Taiwan is there. Yeah, and Red River is there. Mekong River is there. So we have discussed Mekong River, and which Pearl. Pearl is also known as Zhu River.
Sir, can you
And
show me the country once again?
so this is Philippines, which is obviously touching, and there is a and this is Brunei. This is this is Malaysia, right? And this part is Indonesia, and this is Vietnam, and this is China. Where do you see Cambodia and all?
Sir, actually, and that was the issue that Cambodia and Thailand, these form the part of Gulf of Thailand, and the South China Sea is different. But Wikipedia includes them also because that day also I said that Mekong Delta was included in uh, Gulf of Thailand also. So that is confusing.
Yes, so Wikipedia includes Gulf of Thailand as part of South China Sea.
Okay. Yeah, so if we include Gulf of Thailand, it's part of South China Sea, then do you remember that we were doing this about Red Sea?
Yeah, so but Wikipedia does not include Gulf of
So,
Aqaba as
so
part of Red Sea.
I tell you one thing that someone is there anybody who is from geography optional who can throw some light on it? Otherwise, I'll tell things. Anybody? So my question is that can we include anybody is there from geography optional who has idea about this mapping and this all these oceanography and all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Prerna. So Prerna, what do you say? What is your take on it? That
Sir,
can be because if we have to talk about Pacific Ocean, sorry.
yes, sir.
Yeah, so when we are talking about Pacific Ocean, so this South China Sea comes under the Pacific Ocean, this Gulf of Thailand, everything comes under the Pacific Ocean, right? And now when we are
Yes,
talking
sir.
about South China Sea, so under South China Sea, because this is a small body and sea is a larger body, So we can consider this smaller body under this body, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then in this case, we'll have to take a stand for Red Sea also.
Yes, sir. So basically, Gulf, Bay, all are part of a larger water body that is,
Yes.
we may call sea. So Gulf of Aqaba is a part of that larger
Red
water
Sea.
body, sir.
Yeah. Then we can consider Cambodia also. This is Cambodia, and then we can
Yes,
consider this
sir.
is Thailand
Gulf of
also.
Thailand, we. Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, Asutosh, go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Animesh, go ahead.
Sir, actually, this Thailand and Indonesia, Singapore all forms the part of South China Sea because I checked on one political map website. So they said that Gulf of Thailand and Indonesia are both connected to South China Sea.
Yeah, then obviously we can consider Singapore also, obviously because it is this, and I have also read somewhere that it is saying that this Gulf of Malacca connect Andaman Sea with South China Sea.
Yes, sir.
So
Sir, one shortcut here.
yes,
MBS Pick TV.
what is that?
MBS M for Malaysia.
Just a second, give me a second. So let me clean it and then we'll do it. Yes, Animesh, go ahead.
Sir, MBS M for Malaysia, B for Brunei, S for
Brunei,
Singapore.
Singapore,
PIC,
PIC,
Philippines, Indonesia, and then
Cambodia,
Cambodia, and TV.
TB.
TV. T is Thailand, V is Vietnam, and then China. China तो याद हो ही जाएगा साउथ चाइना सी है तो.
Yeah, MBS pick TV. M for Malaysia, B for Brunei, S for Singapore, P for Philippines, I for Indonesia, C for Cambodia, and T for Thailand, B for Vietnam, and C China. Okay, so we are done with this thing. Okay, and let's see something about it. So we have seen river also, and now one important thing is that Taiwan Strait and this there are two things. One is Taiwan, second is Luzon Strait. So that we need to see. So just when you are doing these things, so just focus on the location of Taiwan Strait, and second is this Luzon Strait. So these two things you have to focus. And the next important thing is that it is the largest marginal sea of the Western Pacific. So remember this thing. And this we were talking about Pearl River. So actually, it makes delta, and the other river are C, Z, whatever you pronounce, she or G, whatever you want to pronounce. And then Mekong River is there, and then Red River is there. So Red River flows in Vietnam. Mekong is also in Vietnam near Ho Chi Minh City. And this area is disputed just because of oil reserve and natural gas reserve because they have been discovered, and therefore all the countries are claiming this area. Now, this area, Parcel Island, is most of the time in the news. So remember this thing that it is located in South China Sea, and this is Taiwan Strait. Remember this thing, and this is Luzon Strait. Okay, fine. And now we can see some location of location. This, which state is this? If anybody can confirm.
Sir, which one?
The state of Malacca.
So it's
No,
Makassar.
I'm asking about this state of Malacca.
Makassar.
This one, this
Which
That is
one?
this particular.
Makassar. That is Makassar.
that is Makassar state.
Yeah, that is Makassar, and this is the equator which is passing through. So focus on these locations, just these countries, because most of the countries we can see here. So if somebody is asking about that arrange, like, let me ask only, by somebody will ask, let me ask. Mhm. So my question is that arrange these countries from east to west. These four things, these four items are there: Vietnam, Philippines, Cambodia, and Borneo. And it has to be arranged by, who is going to arrange? Summi. She's not there, I think. Guneeb,
I'm just telling.
arrange these four from east to west.
Okay, so Philippines,
Philippines,
then Borneo,
Borneo,
then Cambodia, and then Vietnam.
Imja, do you agree with it?
No, sir. First is Philippines, Borneo, Vietnam, and Cambodia.
Animes?
Sir, Imza said it right.
Yeah. So Imja is correct. First one is, see, this is Philippines, and then this one is entire this Borneo, and then we can see if we have to draw a line also, then the Vietnam will be westernmost, right? And this is Cambodia. Focus on all these things. And this is Laos also. So I think Laos is the only landlocked country in this region, right? See the location of
Yes, sir. Yes,
Laos.
sir.
It is the only landlocked country. So you people know what is landlocked country, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nepal is a landlocked country.
No, I'm talking about in this particular region. I'm not talking about Nepal. Just this region, Southeast Asia. Because you see Thailand is touching this Gulf of Thailand, and then there is other, Vietnam is touching sea, Cambodia is there, Cambodia has sea. Every country has, but Laos does not have. Okay, so this is all for this. Now we'll talk about the Philippines Sea, and how many countries uh, make border with Japan, the Philippines Sea. Anybody? Imja?
So I don't know.
Okay. Guneeb?
So, Taiwan, Japan, Indonesia,
Three or four.
Or any other country?
The
Name itself.
Philippines.
Yeah, name itself says Philippines. Any other? Any other country?
Sir, Palau.
So let's see map only.
Sir, Palau.
Is it visible?
So the map is visible, but we cannot read the other things except Philippine Sea and South China Sea.
This is Palau, right? And this is Philippine Trench. And this is Taiwan. And water. This is Japan. Okay, so which current is known as Japan current? Anyone?
Kosher current.
Okay. And there is a some strait or something in where China and Philippines has have dispute. So which one is that? Which location is that?
Whitsun Reef, sir.
Which one?
Whitsun Reef.
Whitsun Reef, right?
Yes.
Where is it located?
Spratly Islands, I guess.
Okay. And so basically this is a section of Western North Pacific Ocean. Okay. And these island you have to remember this Luzon, Samar, Mindanao, Palau. Okay. So remember all these things and yeah, this current. So the bomb Pacific North Equatorial Current flows westward, and thereafter it actually divides. So first one is Kurshu current, and what is the next one? Second is Pacific Equatorial Counter Current. So remember this thing, and one more important thing that the area where these current meets, okay, it is the area for fishing. So remember this thing, and typhoons so originate in this sea only, and they become strong in the month of September particularly. So this is all about this Philippine Sea, and now we'll talk about. Anyone has anything to add?
Sir, Federal States of Micronesia is also a part of Philippine Sea.
Okay. And Gargi Gupta, please answer it. How many national park are there in Himachal Pradesh? Imja, please answer.
Sir, 5.
Okay,
Great,
can you please name them?
Great Himalayan National Park, Penn Valley National Park, Kheer Ganga National Park,
Hmm.
Indar Kila National Park, and Simbalbara National Park.
The Great Himalayan Pin Valley. So we'll be doing these two only today, and the rest three be doing tomorrow. So we'll talk about the Great Himalayan National Park and the Pin Valley National Park. So if I say Pin Valley National Park is the only national park in the world which is located in the desert. This statement is correct or incorrect?
Correct, sir.
It is correct.
No, not the only.
No,
Sir,
sir.
in anywhere
Desert
in the
National
world.
Park.
Yeah, there is Desert National Park itself in
Sir,
right now.
sir, not only sir, but it is located in desert, sir.
Yeah, it is located in cold desert.
Yes, sir.
It is located in cold desert. And can you please tell me the name of that wildlife sanctuary which is located near to this cold desert national park, Pin Valley National Park? Name of wildlife sanctuary. Okay, so my next question is that the Great Himalayan National Park is World Heritage Site. It is correct or incorrect? And it will be answered by Dolly Pathak.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And where is Kibber Wildlife Sanctuary? Where is it?
Himachal Pradesh.
Yeah, it is in Himachal Pradesh and it is located to this near Pin Valley National Park. So basically, Great Himalayan National Park, it was constituted in 1984. However, it became national park in 1999. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which was declared in 2014, and the reason was that outstanding significance for biodiversity conservation. So remember this thing, that this is also one criteria to recognize as World Heritage Site. Now we'll see flora and fauna. So basically, most of most of the Himalayan fauna which is under this national park are under the Schedule 1 of the Indian Wildlife Protection Act 1971. Now my question is that what is the status of blue sheep?
Least concern.
It is least concerned. What about snow leopard?
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Just check it whether it's a vulnerable or endangered snow leopard.
It's vulnerable. Sir, endangered.
It's vulnerable
Sir, it's vulnerable. We've checked
in
once
IUCN.
earlier.
Yeah.
And what about Himalayan brown bear?
Critically endangered.
What about Himalayan tar?
Least concern.
No, no, near threatened.
Near
So
threatened. Near threatened.
So your favorite musk deer is also here. What is the status of musk deer?
Endangered.
Yeah. And 10% of the world's known species and 50% of India's endemic flora we can find in this particular national park. And it is at the junction of world's two major faunal realms, that is first Indo-Malayan to the south and what is this Palea-Arctic to the north. And now we'll talk about Pin Valley National Park. So already we have talked about it is located in Spiti Valley, which is located in Himachal Pradesh, and it is located within the cold desert biosphere reserve in the Himalayan region. And it we can have this snow leopard here because I was reading on some government's website and it was mentioned that endangered snow leopard. That's why I want you to check it once again. So either they did not update or there is something else. So just check its the status of snow leopard. And what about this? Yeah, it is the only national park in Himachal Pradesh which is situated in the cold desert area. And this Kibber Sanctuary is the only sanctuary in the country which is situated in the cold desert area. So remember this thing about Kibber Sanctuary. Now we'll talk about SAARC. So how many countries were there initially in SAARC?
7.
Okay.
7 now.
The latest, the country which has joined recently.
Afghanistan in
Afghanistan.
2005.
Afghanistan.
If we have to go to headquarter of SAARC, then which city we have to go?
Kathmandu.
Nepal.
Kathmandu.
Okay, and there is what is the name of that event through which this SAARC came into existence? Event related to SAARC.
SAARC Secretary.
Some,
Dharini.
some declaration.
No idea, sir.
So,
Prerna. Prerna?
প্রেরণা বলছো?
Yes.
I don't know.
Preeti Yadav.
Sir, is it Asian Relation Conference?
It's yeah, Dhaka Declaration basically. And headquarter is in Kathmandu, and these are the 11 areas where these they have cooperation. And one thing I want to ask, can there be some bilateral issues raised in this? Can they raise bilateral issues in the meeting of SAARC?
No, they won't entertain that.
No.
Yes, bilateral and bilateral disputed issues shall not be entertained in the SAARC, and these are the 11 areas. So there is a university called South Asian University. Where is it located?
India.
Delhi, sir.
Okay, it's located in
Delhi,
Delhi.
India.
So it is basically dedicated for economic, technological, social, cultural development. Because recently Prime Minister Modi has said that without if we can the SAARC cannot become fruitful until and unless we end terrorism, we put an end on terrorism, these kind of things he said. So just go through his statement, what he had said about SAARC. Apart from it, if anyone has anything to add. They have signed SAARC Charter in Dhaka on 8 December 1985. So if I have to ask you one question, SCO, SAARC, ASEAN, arrange these three in chronological order. Monica Dixit. Did you hear what I said?
Asian SAARC and SC.
Okay, Neha Sahu.
Sorry, sir, I don't know.
Sir, may I?
Yes, go ahead, Anuj.
Sir, first is ASEAN in 1967, then SAARC in 1985, and then SCO in 2000.
2000 or 2001?
2001.
2001, sir.
2001.
Okay.
2001, sir.
So ASEAN, 1967, right? No, three. It's 1963. It's not 67. 1963, ASEAN founded, and then SAARC in
No, sir, no.
1985.
It
1967.
was 67 only.
1967, sir.
So
Yes, it
1967.
was
Yes,
1967.
yeah, it's 1967. So ASEAN founded in 1967, and SAARC in 1985, and SCO in 2001. Now we'll talk about Antarctic Treaty System, but before that, I want to know the name of Indian mission which are located in Antarctica. Antarctica.
Maitri,
Maitri and
Gangotri.
Akashaganga.
Again, Dakshin Gangotri.
Maitri.
Dakshin Gangotri.
Dakshin Gangotri.
Apart from it, anything else?
Bharti, sir.
Yes, Bharti is also there, I think. Yeah, so can anybody tell me about this convention or treaty?
Sir,
How
it is
many?
related to international relations between the countries in Antarctic area, in Antarctic continent,
Mhm,
so that the countries can peacefully perform any scientific operations over the area.
mhm. So my
Uh,
first question is that can there be any military operation also?
No, sir.
no, sir.
No, sir.
If it is for some scientific research or anything, it is for scientific research for the scientific purpose. Use of military.
No,
No,
sir. I
sir.
think they have mentioned in their provision that there should be only peaceful operations.
So, there is a freedom of scientific investigation, but it bans the military activity.
Yeah, so I'm saying if they have to use military for scientific exploration, then do they?
No, sir. Ultimately, it's for the military activity, then no, it's not possible.
Anyways,
Hello.
yes.
Sir, actually using military is prohibited as that might cause degradation of environment out there.
Anybody else?
So peaceful military operations are permitted.
See, it is saying that it prohibits military activity, however, except support of science. So, if it has to support the science, then they can allow it. Remember this thing.
Yes.
There is a prohibition, however, yeah, but nuclear explosion, disposal of nuclear waste, all these things are prohibited. Okay, and the next question is that can any country claim uh, uh, in this particular geographical location, Antarctica?
It cannot.
Yes, this treaty prohibit. So when I'm talking about Antarctica, just a second, this, mm, yeah, Antarctic Treaty System. So does it include only one treaty or treaty plus agreement?
Sir, both.
Yes. So it's not only Antarctic Treaty, it includes Antarctic Treaty plus certain other agreements also. And how many countries are part, how many countries are member of it?
54.
So
54.
53.
53 or 54?
I think it's 54.
And India is member or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. India is the member.
Yes,
So
sir.
there are 54 parties and India officially acceded this Antarctic Treaty System in August 1983. And we can see this treaty was signed in Washington on this in 1959. They have signed it, and thereafter in 1961 they have this treaty came into force. And who were the initial 12 countries? Can you please name those 12 countries? Initial 12 countries. Anybody? Though it's not that much important, but these days they ask. So initial 12 countries were Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Chile, France. So these are first five, and there are another seven countries which we'll see: Japan, New Zealand, Norway, South Africa, the Soviet Union, the United Kingdom, and the United States. So now, what is the status of the Soviet Union now? Because now it has been it, there is no more Soviet Union. So what is the status of those countries which are part of which were part of Soviet Union?
Russia is
They-
one country, then Ukraine, and they, matlab,
They're
they
independent countries.
they are independent. Yeah.
So that now we'll talk about Antarctic Treaty. So the purpose of Antarctic Treaty is to ensure, in the interest of all mankind, that this Antarctica shall continue forever to be used exclusively for peaceful purpose, and shall not become the scene or object of international discord. So this is all about it. And yes, what is the definition of this Antarctica? Antarctic. What is the definition?
All
Sir,
land.
all land plus ice shelves and beyond south of 60-degree south latitude.
Hmm. All ice shelves and island beyond. When you are saying beyond 60 degrees, so it can be both side, this side or that side.
60-degree south latitude of
South
south.
60-degree latitude. Okay. So we can see about this Dakshin Gangotri is in there. So Dakshin Gangotri was the first Indian scientific research base in Antarctica, and it has begun and become just a supply base. And Maitri is there, and Maitri is the second permanent research station in Antarctica, and it was built and finished in 1989. And Bharati is the latest one since 2012. So once again, can you please name Nivedita? Avinash Biradar, Muskan Goel. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So my question is that, Muskan, can you please name all these three missions?
Sir
Once again.
Bharti,
Bharti,
Gangotri, yeah, Gangotri.
Gangotri, or something
No,
else?
it's related to that only.
Dakshin Gangotri.
Dakshin
Okay.
Gangotri, sir.
And the last
And
one?
one more is hello.
Yes, yes.
So can you hear? Sir, it's
Yes.
Matri.
Yeah, it's Maitri. Which one is the first?
Sir, I'm confused. It's Matri, I think.
No, it's second. Dakshin Gangotri is the
Dakshin
first, and
Gangotri is
Ravi is the
first.
latest one. Okay. Now we'll see this five historical terms. So first of all, we'll talk about Mook Mandapa. So this Mook Mandapa is the porch of a temple. So in which temple is this? In which style? My question is that.
Sir, I think Carnatic style.
There is, I think, no such Carnatic style.
South region.
Carnatic is
South.
a music. Carnatic is a style of music.
Dravids.
There is Nagara, there is Besara, and which one is the last next one?
Dravid.
Dravidian style, sir.
Yeah, Dravidian. So, in which style you can find this Mukh Mandapa?
Vesara and Dravida both.
Sir, in
Okay,
Dravida and
you will
Vesara.
find.
Dravidian
Yes,
style.
yes, Animate. What were you saying?
Sir, in both Dravidian and Vesara both.
Yes. So, basically, this Besara is mix of Nagara and Dravidian. Remember this thing. Have you heard about this Shimla Kalkar Railway?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so my first question is that is it World Heritage Site or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
it is.
and
Yes,
okay,
sir.
and there are certain architecture when you go to Shimla or you are coming from Shimla to Kalka. So there are certain architecture. So bit and I mean that architecture is inspired by a particular style of architecture. So which is I mean which style is that?
Both things.
Yeah, it's a Roman architecture. There are
Both
some
things.
structures which you find when you're going by this toy train. So there is a Roman architecture. Now we'll talk about Nagas. So you must have heard about these days because Mahakumbh is going on. So Nagas sadhus. So they are basically male serpent deities, and Nagis are female one. And then and what Nataraja, the dancing Shiva, and this Nayanar. So Nayanar is the Shiva saint, poet of early medieval South India. So in which region of South India we can find them?
Tamil Nadu.
Tamil.
Okay. So now this is for the day. Now if anyone has anything to add in all this on all these topics, so you are free to add. Otherwise, we'll end this session. Yeah, before ending this session, on Wednesday you have a test. Okay, and sorry I could not send you test because of poor net connectivity of network. So on Wednesday you have a test.
So which test? Which one, sir?
The economy and first economy and geography.
Sir,
Okay,
in the morning or evening?
that you people decide. I am okay with the timing. I can take it at 9:30. I can take it in the evening also. I have no issue.
So this time is fine.
Sir, evening, please.
So I think most of us are like working professionals, so this time
Yeah,
suits.
sir, this time is fine.
Okay.
7 p.m. would be
7 p.m. Okay, fine. Now we are going to end it here. And
I wanted to add one thing in Penn Valley National Park.
yes,
Sir, the Penn River drains into the Spiti River, that is a part of Satluj.
okay. So now we are going to end this session here, and tomorrow we'll meet this time only. Okay. So bye bye everybody. Good night. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good
Good
night,
night,
sir.
sir.
Thank
Good
you.
night, everyone.
Good night, sir. Good
Thank
night.
you, sir.